I'm going to come to you on the currency market moves as well in just a bit from now. But let's go across to the Hormaz, who's standing by with all the sort of specific action that we saw through the course of the day. Hormaz, take it away.
Usually in a session like this, when there is a sell-off across the board, you may wonder that a dip would get bought into, as has been the trend. But sadly, that was not the case in today's session. And the benchmark indices, both the sensex and the nifty, saw their biggest sell-off since the 4th of June. And as a result of which, 15 lakh crore worth of investor wealth was eroded after today's sell-off. And the sell-off was across the board, with 46 nifty stocks ending in the red, with just a select FMCG stocks and some pharma names bucking the trend in today's trading session. And the sell-off, as I mentioned, was across the board. Metals, media, realty, auto, PSU banks, all of these indices saw drops of anywhere between up to 4% or even more, with metals and real estate being the biggest sectoral laggards in today's trading session. The key point also to watch out for today was the India VIX, and at one point of time the VIX was up almost 52%, and that was the biggest single day jump that it had seen since August of 2015, eventually ending 42% higher and above the mark of 20. That might be a cause of concern as well. There were, of course, global facing stocks that took a bit of a beating in today's session. Tata Motors was one of them, 7.5% lower, the top nifty loser, and the other one was Samvardhana Motherson as well. That stock ended 10% lower, of course, because of the relations to the Japanese markets as well. 600 stocks, almost 600, 580 to be precise, on the BSE ended on a lower circuit in today's trading session. And of course, as I mentioned, there were select FMCG and pharma names that bucked the trend. Marico was one, Glenmark Life was the other. Devyani International, after its earnings today, ended in the positive, so that was a good sign. And lastly, on the commodities front, the crude oil prices have fallen to a lowest level in 6 months, and of course copper prices are at a 4-month low. There were specific sectors that bore the brunt of the sell-off today. Real estate was one of them. Almost every index constituent ending lower. The top losers there being Suntech Realty, Brigade Enterprises, Godrej Properties, all of them seeing losses of between 5.5% to 6.5%. Railway PSUs are bearing the brunt as well. IRFC, IRCON, RVNL down at least 25% now from the peaks that they made last month. Defense PSUs, a similar story playing out there as well. Mazgaon Dock, Cochin Shipyard, Garden Reach, all of them ending lower, almost 5% or more. And metals having a meltdown in today's session. The metals index also was down nearly 5%, 6.5% lower for SAIL, similar for Nalco, and Jindal Stainless, 7.5% lower in today's session. So all in all, red across the screen, and there was no sign of any sort of support at lower levels. Back to you guys.
Okay, thank you very much for painting that picture for us.